What up? Rom551 here, and today we have some very nice and cool Chinese characters waiting for you, waiting for your eager review. We are starting off with a load of characters that are very, very cool, very special, and very unusual, each of them telling a story. Let's get into it. So, the first character we have right here is called Yuān. Okay, get this sucker up here. This one is Yuān, Yuān, and this character alone, it is, who knows what this character means alone. I only know this character looks like two dudes sitting there and doing, I don't know, they are shaking hands, okay? They're sitting down shaking hands, no implication behind that, but this character means Shen, and Shēnyuān means the abyss. So it's really scary, and guess what's waiting inside the abyss? Guess what's waiting inside of you, inside the abyss for you? A slightly, almost Chinese dragon. But let's get going on. We have even better words for you. This word here, right here, this word is called qiàn, and it is a word for a boat. For when you take a rope for a boat rope, and you tow this boat. So this is a special rope for picking up a boat and pulling it somewhere. And I picked up this character because it shows very nicely the change between the traditional style of Chinese characters and the modern style of Chinese characters. So qiàn, this means the same. These are the same things, but look what happened here. Look what happened here. They scraped out all of this stuff and replaced it with this stuff. And of course, these 3 points here, very nicely, they are always changed to this line. So this is how the more modern Chinese characters work. So this character, once again, very nice. This means lǐng, and there's hardly any change in new ones. You see some tiny feet are replaced, but this lǐng means cold or strict, or to tremble with cold and fear. So this is a very scary character. Ooh. But I wanted to show off this character because here again you can see this ice radical right here, and every time you have this ice radical, these two dashes here, it means that the word is something scary and cold and has something to do with shivering and darkness and everything. So this character lǐng in Chinese means cold, or tremble with cold and fear. This character is actually really cool. You can probably guess what it is. This means gui. This is the turtle. So if you want to know how to write turtle, you just draw a turtle. Isn't that interesting? And I swear this is how Chinese people wrote it until the character was simplified. So the simplified character looks a bit different. It actually looks quite different. It actually looks something like this. So you can see the change right here. You can see what they did with this turtle. So the traditional way of doing it is actually writing down a turtle, and the modern way of writing GUI is just slashing everything away and having a small semblance of a turtle. But this is actually quite awesome. I wonder what would happen if which word I mean would have been written in this pictographic style. It would have been hilarious, and we all would have died laughing probably. And because we don't want to die laughing, it's good that it's just the way it is, I guess. So here's another character. This character actually means lǐng. Compare this to this, lǐng. This is lǐng. And as you might see here, this character itself just is shan. It means mountain. So mountain sits on top of a leader. This lǐng, this part here, is the lǐng of lǐngdao. And lǐngdao means a leader or a boss, or that guy that bosses everybody around. So if you take the mountain, if you actually take a mountain and put it on top of a boss, then the boss, he is so bossy, he doesn't get crushed by the mountain. He actually becomes an even bigger mountain, or an even more expensive mountain, which is, of course, a mountain range. So remember, if you take a mountain and put it on the top of a boss, then you get a mountain range, or a ridge. But mountain range is much cooler, so this is how you translate lǐng as mountain range. This character is also very cool. You again have these two guys who are totally, these two guys here. Let me zoom in a bit. These two guys here who are totally not gay at all. No. And now they had a fight and they are estranged. They are actually estranged, and I should actually write down the estrangement so that you can all see how estranged they are. And it basically means tripod. Yes, this is a tripod. Diāo. And once again, I put all the vocabulary into this description so you can read it at your leisure, so that you can actually take the time to learn the stuff. And this is an ancient cooking vessel. So the ancient gui tang, the ancient turtle soup would have been made in such a thing, possibly. And it's also generally a word for a tripod. And if you don't remember what a tripod is a tripod is a vessel, something where you put something in with 3 legs. That's why it's called tripod. So learning those foreign languages actually pays out. So of course you know what the word what syllable try means. Here we have something very cool. Here we have the character yen, and this is very interesting because you can again see this is the fan tizi and this is the jian tizi. So you see what happens at the modernizations. Through the process of modernization, you take this very, very expensive and wide and big and detailed character and you slice it down. You take this little sucker here, this little thing, plug it out and put it here. And this is just an example of using this yen, and this means yànlì, and which means gorgeous. So this whole thing means gorgeous. This thing, li itself means beautiful, and this whole thing is gorgeous. So it's a word that has 2 advantages. It looks very cool if you write it in a traditional sense, and it means gorgeous. And what other word do you need actually if you learn a foreign language? So you can say to a woman, "Yeah, you're gorgeous." Yànlì. So it's very nice. Here I have another pair of characters. This is Leo, and this also is Leo, and you can again see what happens. This is how you would write Leo in modern times, and this is how you would write Leo in the traditional way. And again, reminder, I put all the characters in the comments, so in a description, so you can copy them and look at them closely, look at them longer maybe. And this is very interesting family name because you have a knife here, you have gold here, and you have another knife here. So you have 2 knives and gold in a family name. So maybe this person is up to something. If you're talking to somebody who has 2 knives and gold or metal, this might be somebody who is either very rich or very dangerous or a mixture of rich and dangerous, which might, I don't know, one say that it can't appear with the same person. So we have another very cool character. This one is called qiàn, and again, this is the modern version, and they just cut this thing out. This is, I think, a silk, and they just cut the silk out, cut the silk out, and this means unresolved, and or to worry. It's another translation. And here you have the character xiānyān. This was just qiàn, and this is xiānyān, and this is a cliff. This is a cliff. So when somebody is standing at a cliff and looks down and they're afraid of heights, they might actually worry because they're standing at a cliff. Again, you have another example for a character that has this mountain on top. But this time you have a mountain and you have 2 earths. This is the character. This one of them is the character for earth, and 2 earths of them together under a mountain is a part of a cliff, which makes sense. Cliffs have something to do with mountains, and of course have something to do with earth. This character is actually really funny, really funny, and I might draw it again right now because I want to show you what's so special about this character and why it is so funny, and why I couldn't resist putting it in this collection right here, and also of course putting it into the description. Let's see if I get it right. This might look This might look kind of like the way I imagine it in my head. And this character here means lāng. And the cool thing is, it means to block the way. This is two versions I wrote of this character. This means lāng, to block the way. And the funny thing is, this actually, this other part, this men, this is again the traditional way of writing it right here. This outer part, these two ear thingies here, it actually means door or opening. And you have this guy, this angry looking guy standing there, and he's standing there and he's actually guarding the door, and this means da, this is the hand. So he's actually standing there holding his hand to you and saying, no, you can't go through here, you can't go through this door / opening. And I think this is why it's cool. If you see some versions of this character, they will actually draw it so that it looks that this little guy in here looks angry. So I think it's so cool that they have this opening and they have this angry guard, and it's actually guarding this door or this opening, and it actually means to block the way. This is very cool. So we have another nice character here, and again here's a demonstration right here of how much change it is. This is the original character and this is the modernized version, and they just cut out so much. You can see how different the two versions, the traditional Chinese one and the modern Chinese one, is. It's really remarkable. And I have used this in two words. This is one word and this is one word. This word here means zhàng'ài, and this means to get in the way. So this is what this guard is actually doing. Ta zhang ni da, ta zhàng'ài, he gets in your way. And this character here means fáng'ài, which is kind of the same because it means to hinder, but I guess the way I understand it, hinder is more broader than just zhàng'ài, which just means to get in the way. And now here's another very cool one, a little bit scary one. This character here means diāo, and it means vulture. And the cool thing about this is, this character, this side here, it just means a short-tailed bird. So this is has something to do with birds, and this has something to do with ending, with the end. So you have a bird that has something to do with end. And of course you all know what vultures do. They, when you're stuck in the desert and you have no water and you're done for it, and they come and they have a good time with what's left of you in your end. So to not end on such a sad note, I'm gonna refer back to this little dragon. His name is Lóng, and Lóng actually means dragon in Chinese, and I'm going to give you the way they have the traditional way of writing dragon, because the traditional way is very cool, and I'm also giving you the modern version. So this guy's name, Lóng, this is actually how you write it in the modern version. You have this long part here, and then you have this like a snaily bit with some pointy stuff, and this is the way you write in the modern version. So now you know this guy's name, and if you look once again in the description, you can see how you can practice this name and refer to him in the future. So until then, goodbye and have a lot of fun.